A woman could end her pregnancy whenever she wants. Say it.
Yeah.
Tim Pool said a woman can end her pregnancy whenever she
Tell
wants.
him, Pool. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Somebody went to Timcast to defend abortion, and he has revealed a lot.
Your argument is that women have a right to terminate a baby for any reason at any point.
Yes, they should have the bodily autonomy to make that decision.
So what I'm saying is, in the circumstance of Down syndrome, I think it is wrong to terminate a baby's life at 9 months simply for having Down syndrome, but you would agree she is legally allowed to do so.
I think she should be legally allowed to do so. Whether or not I think that's a good idea is irrelevant.
Well, then there's the clarification. I think it should be illegal.
Okay.
I think...
So there are limits to how much bodily autonomy women should have.
So, yes, right?
Okay, so that's your stance.
The pro-choice argument, because you're pro-abortion, right?
Sure.
Pro-choice traditionally in this country put limits at around like 15 to 16 weeks, meaning if the baby is dependent upon the body of the mother, then it is the body of the mother and she has final say.
Yeah.
If the baby is viable, it can be removed in a process that ends the pregnancy but doesn't end the life of the baby. That's kind of like the compromise where the baby gets to live and the woman no longer has to be pregnant. There seems to be this amoral argument where, well, but it just kill the baby anyway, which doesn't make any logical sense. That's the pro-abortion side. So if you go back to the 90s, if you go back to safe, legal, rare, et cetera, if you even look at Tulsi Gabbard in 2020, that's where I'm at. Conservatives are pro-life outright. Seamus would argue abortion in any capacity should be banned entirely. I'm in the traditional Democrat position. But you see, there is a tribal, amoral, illogical position of just let them kill the baby regardless. I don't see any logic there.
And I believe that is the only reason Roe v. Wade was kind of overturned. Because it's not that we didn't want to give people the option even if we disagree with it. It's just you went too far.
I don't see how that makes sense morally or ethically or just mathematically.
Right. So you said I'm pro-abortion. What I'm against is forced birth. And I don't think the state should be forcing women to give birth against their will, which is what your position and your position is as well. So I'm against that.
Okay. So you don't want the kid. We can remove the kid. You can have a normal life. But that's forced birth. I'm like, aren't we saving a life?
I don't think they should be forcing them and turning them into these viable wombs against their will.
I completely agree. I'm against forced birth, just like you.
Cool.
Except my difference is that if the baby's at 8 months and can survive, they can take the baby out as if they would have an abortion, but not kill it in the process.
If it's a viable womb at 8 months, is it viable?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Oh, see, it's like people vote for things and they have no idea. There's so many premature babies surviving these days and they don't even understand. They're like, well, let's just vote for it. Why not?
Yes, it is viable at 8 months, dude. There have been babies after 20 weeks.
The whole position is that women have a right to kill the baby even if they end the pregnancy, and there's no logic there.
Yeah.
The logic is that I don't think you agree with forced birth at a point.
How?
How at 8 months? At 8 months, Tim Pool thinks forced birth is fucking cool and poggy.
Stop making up stupid bullshit.
But
dude.
Hold on.
Hold on.
That's what this is.
Bro.
100%
nonsense statement. Because I already said I agree with you. A woman should be able to end her pregnancy whenever she wants. A woman could end her pregnancy whenever she wants. Say it. Tim Pool said a woman can end her pregnancy whenever she wants.
Tell him, Pool.
Yeah, I demand you
aborting and giving birth are both ending a pregnancy.
Make up something fake. Tim Pool agrees with forced birth is a false statement. You're lying.
I thought as a Christian, I was a progressive Christian. I want to be part of the group. As it's still 3 months, it's kind of okay. Until I heard the heartbeat of my son at 2 months. It totally messed up my brain. I was like, what? I've been advocating for this to so many people, removing my morals just to make them feel good. I was like, nah, I will die for my values. I'm not going to pander to be like a sheep. I'm a gangster sheep.
Fine.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you just said that. If the baby is viable, that she shouldn't have the right to be able to terminate it.
To kill the baby.
Yes.
I said she can end the pregency whenever she wants.
And ending the pregnancy can be giving birth or aborting the
or
baby.
a C-section that keeps the baby alive.
She has to be forced to give birth.
See? He can't label it in another way. You can label in the most positive way that both people are happy. Maybe she doesn't even have to hear the baby go wah. You forced her.
Well, in a C-section, but the baby is viable and they give it off.
So how do they remove the baby? So
hold on. Either way, the baby comes out of her. You're saying that
so you literally want forced birth. You literally want to force women to give birth against their
will.
will.
So can I just interject here?
You're saying they should use the tools to rip apart the body and pull that out.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm saying they should just take the baby
I'm saying
out.
she should have the right to decide what happens to her body. That's it.
The question is it okay to shove forceps into the skull of the small person who's inside of her and then tear them apart limb by limb to get them out? Or should we say, no, that's not an acceptable way of delivering a baby. You shouldn't kill that unborn child. How is that for either way it comes out of her body? Either way the child comes out of her body. It's not as if there's one scenario where the pregnancy magically disappears and doesn't leave the body.
Let me add, forced birth is a nonsense politics.
Yeah.
But in your scenario, she's being forced to give birth against her will. Like she can't
She's
decide.
already pregnant, dude.
I know, but
we're not talking about forcing her to do anything. She's pregnant.
But then endorse that position.
I did.
Stick by it.
I know. I reject there's no such thing as forced birth. They're saying you can't kill that baby.
Let me tell you how fascinating this is.
Because she
the left
has the baby inside her.
is so
Yes, she does.
fervent about legalizing the killing of a baby at 9 months that I can sit here and say I think women should be able to terminate their pregnancy whenever they want. But if the baby is viable, there's no reason to kill it.
She has to be forced to give it. Then she has to be forced to give birth.
He doesn't jump from that boat because it's like, as long as I stay on this point, I am right because you're forcing a woman, and as long as I say that point, I will win because I care about women.
You're a victim.
Until they're gonna play sports against another woman, if you know what I mean.
Birth and then give the baby up is what you're saying.
Give birth. Define.
Yes. Okay. So that is forced birth, right?
So
she can't decide to terminate it at 8 or 9 months.
Define give birth.
You just said at 8 months if the baby is viable.
I didn't say 8 months. Define give birth. I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
They can't define certain things. They always want you to speak, and they want to talk about the points that you speak and use blurry words to justify it. But they never explain their view.
Saying by forced birth. What does birth mean?
You just said when she is at
Can you
8 or 9
define it?
months.
You just said I did. Why don't you explain it?
Okay, so she's at 8 or 9.
I said viable.
Okay, so it's viable. The baby's viable. She should have to give birth to it in some capacity. C-section, whatever.
Define birth.
Yeah.
And I can answer your question.
Birth, the removal of a child into the world from a mother's womb.
So how do they do that?
The woman pushes the baby out.
So then what would you call an abortion at 8 months? Is
Abortion?
Is the woman pushing the baby out?
No, it's most likely a medical procedure done by a doctor.
And what is that medical procedure?
An abortion.
But what is that?
What is an abortion?
Yeah.
Yes. Like what?
How is it done?
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure it's done in 8 months. I know
earlier
earlier on it's usually done with a
Of course, it's very easy to advocate for something until you see it by yourself that you're just making scrambled brains. But no, they have no idea because we just have to do it for women. Okay. Bzzz. Do I need to put the sound effect? Oh no, you won't hear that because they don't even tell you that to make it easy on your conscience. But if it's a car accident, when you're on your road driving to the abortion clinic, hey, for some odd reason, it's double homicide.
That's how you define birth. Extracting a living child to live in the real world.
No, I would define birth as someone giving birth. They're pushing the baby out of their body.
So right. So I don't think women should be forced to do that, right?
You don't think women should be forced to push babies out of their body?
But the baby is in their body, so it's got to come out somehow.
So you're going to take it out with a C-section?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out what you mean by this.
So that would be forced birth. So she's forced to give and make a viable child, live in the real world.
I mean,
outside of
so
her
when
body.
you're pregnant, the baby's going to come out of you at some point.
That's the
Either
point.
we rip
no
it
matter
apart
what
or
happens,
you give birth
the baby
naturally.
is coming out of the woman, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's no being in favor of that or not. It happens.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes.
Okay. So what's your point?
What's my point?
Am I in favor of a natural process by which a woman has to have a baby removed from her no matter what anyone says or does?
Your point is that at 8 or 9 months, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Tim.
You are wrong. Yes, I'll stop you right there because when you keep saying 8 or 9 months, that's not what I said over and over and over again.
The fact is the baby has to come out. Either it comes with a drilled brain or it comes out like the baby that it is. Just tell me that thing in that belly has no human right until the baby comes out by the decision of the mother. And I find that very special at 9 months.
Viability is after 6 months.
Viability is...
Okay, that means that there's more than a 50% chance of
you're also wrong. It's not 6 months.
So as soon as the baby
it's not 6 months.
So as soon as the baby is viable, Tim, as soon as the baby is viable, then it's okay for the woman, even if she doesn't want to have it anymore for whatever reason, she should have to be forced to have it extracted from her and then live. Is that correct? Is that your position?
Well, it's not forcing the woman to have a baby live if the baby's already alive.
semantics.
You got him. It is alive. That's why it's viable.
I got a compromise for you. I got a compromise for you. We'll tell the mother we killed it, but we'll sneak it off and give it to someone else.
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
Good.
No, because I still think she should have autonomy. She should have the right to do it if she wants to. Of course.
She should kill the baby after
she
it's already
shouldn't.
born?
I don't want her to kill a baby. I want her to
why
have.
do you keep saying it?
Because I want her to have the ability to choose. That's different, and that is a fundamental part of this.
The ability to choose of a woman should be more important than the ability for the baby to breathe, even if it's viable in the belly of the woman if it was removed by C-section. That is what he's saying. These people are sick, and many of them are so narcissistic, driven, and they go in high position of power, and they vote for these unique, special, stupid laws.
The baby's out of her body, right?
Forcibly. In
No,
your
no, no,
scenario.
no, no. Let's say
She-
24 weeks. The woman goes to the doctor and says, I want this baby out of me. And the
What if she says, I don't want to have this baby?
I don't want to have this baby.
Okay.
Okay. And the doctor says, I will remove it.
Okay.
Uh-oh, the baby's alive. What do we do?
So you forced her to give birth.
No. She said, doctor, I'd like an abortion. He says, you got it. Step
And so
right up.
he's lying to her.
No. He does the abortion and it fails. And
An abortion is terminating a pregnancy.
It
So
can
there's
fail.
No such thing, there's no such
It
thing
can
as
fail.
a trick abortion. You can't
No,
trick.
they're called failed abortions.
Yeah.
Failed abortions.
Yeah.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Failed abortion? That happened? Fake hamburger?
Where doctors like trick
right.
women into taking their babies out?
No. So when they perform the abortion, as Seamus explained, they stick metal tools into the brain, scramble it up, and rip its body parts apart, and then pull it out chunk by chunk.
Okay.
When the babies are smaller, sometimes they pull them out, but the babies don't die; they survive.
Yeah.
Right. So my question is, in the instance of a failed abortion, what should be done?
A failed abortion being that the child is living. It's
Yes.
outside of the mother.
Yeah.
At that point, you cannot kill that child. That would be murder.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Agreed on that point.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, where does the mother's choice come in to kill?
Before that procedure takes place.
So
The logic is so weird. That's like if you're in the building and I told you I'm going to burn it, hey, I'm going to burn it and you will be gone. But if you manage to come out on time, hey, you have human right.
If she goes to a doctor and the doctor's like, I'm going to perform an abortion, which the assumption would be that I'm about to terminate the child, but then he just secretly sneaks the child out of there, that's not performing an abortion. You're just...
remember the Born Alive Act?
Yes. There have been a couple of different Born Alive acts in different years, but what they basically say is that if the abortion fails, it is not legal to kill the child.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that Republicans were trying to pass
The
a law?
Republicans were trying to pass that. That was one of the only things Obama voted on in the Senate. He voted against it.
Thank you, Obama.
If an infant is born alive after an attempted abortion, it has the same protection of law and degree as a newborn.
Yeah, I would be okay with that because at that point it's a human. If you're killing a person that is alive outside of a womb, then that's murder, right?
Outside of a womb.
Can I ask you,
that's
this is
good.
not a gotcha.
We agree on that. That's great.
I want to ask in good faith. So
Yeah, of course.
you believe that the moment after the child is outside of the birth canal,
Sure.
that they are now endowed with human rights.
Yes.
However, when they are inside of the mother, literally anything you do to them is acceptable because they're inside of the mother.
Oh no, I don't think anything is acceptable, but I think the mother should still have the choice, ultimate authority over what happens to her body.
But
Wait,
there's
wait,
a
wait,
child.
I'm like, what do you mean? It's like you're not supposed to be able to hit your body, but it's just still your body, so you can do whatever you want. I'm like, huh?
inside of her
Hold on,
body
hold on,
and
hold on.
not
What
her.
about
Yes.
meth?
Like, should she be allowed to do meth?
Yeah.
I think if someone is doing meth while they're pregnant, that it is completely acceptable for something like I don't know what the name of the service is in the United States.
Child
I
services?
guess
Child services?
ECFS would be.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's her body though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her body.
If she wants to do meth, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
The big deal is that she's intentionally trying to kill a child.
Hold on there, man. I don't understand what you're saying. It's her body.
It's her
if
body.
She wants to do meth. What's the problem?
Well, first off, doing meth is illegal, period. Doesn't matter if you're doing it with a child or without a child.
Not in Oregon.
No.
Methyl MDMA. It's a
Maybe
type
it's
of meth.
alcohol.
Wait,
then.
sorry, what?
Not crystal meth.
Crystal meth
There's
is legal in
different kinds
Oregon?
of-
No,
not
it's
crystal.
Hold on a second.
MDMA is a kind of meth. Methyl and methamphetamine is ecstasy. That's a kind of meth. There's also crystal meth, which is not legal. MDMA is legal in some places for therapy sessions. I don't know if it's legal for
Yes,
very
it is.
pregnant women.
Okay, it is.
Is it for pregnant women?
Oregon
I don't know.
decriminalized possession in
Wow,
2021.
you're right.
But I don't know if
But
that's...
I'm just okay, dude. So like,
Decriminalizing possession is different than legalizing crystal meth. You know those two things are.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Okay, this guy is just stupid. I'm done with him. That's like me saying decriminalizing misogyny is not legalizing misogyny. This is weird. This is bogus. And these are the people that usually vote, advocate for these things that you'll be surprised. And many people don't even know this because they're really busy with their own family because they don't expect special people like this exist in the government. Sadly, they do. And as a father, slowly I start to vote more. They keep labeling me specific ways. I don't freaking care. To me, it's a baby. Take care of the baby. It's 2023. There's so many ways that you can avoid this. But the moment you decide, you know what? I want to have the real fun skin-on-skin contact, and with all the consequences, and you don't pay even attention, and many times you find out that you're pregnant so late, usually when you have a boing in the belly, because you didn't have your period, or might be a body problem. Oh, I don't know what it is. Let's keep on having fun. And I find it weird that we sometimes live in this world that people can be so irresponsible when we have so much things and so much option to be responsible. Everybody's ready to help you. But oh no, you just want to blame the people because you just want to chill. Anyway, just wanted to show you guys this video. It was surprising to me. And I hope it was surprising to you too. Like, share, hit the bell notification, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.